I have a lot of problems with Pokemon Legends, and the more I think about it, the more problems I end up finding.
That's bait.
It's a trap!
So, I covered a good bit of stuff on YouTube, especially anything nerd or gamer related, but never have I ever dealt with someone with their head so far up their anal cheeks that it starts so much drama that I hang my head in shame when it comes to the community that wants nothing to do with this guy. This man has a history of spreading false information, using leaks to support his arguments, being overly sensitive to criticism, even going as far as to take down comments as well as the like to dislike ratio, and going as far as being the most unlikable person in the face of the Pokemon community. And that person is Verlisify. I've heard of Verlisify when it comes to the Pokemon community, and I wanted to do a video on him for a long time, especially since he has a reputation of starting shit with other creators and then playing the victim when he's called out on it. A literal boy who cried wolf, ladies and gents. Hell, he reminds me a lot of Bendy from Foster's Home from Imaginary Friends.
What the heck was that all about?
It's one thing if the man can't take criticism, that's totally fine, but to write it all off as hate and then play dumb as you get called out for that type of shit, not forward, chief. Especially when it comes to you being the problem and nobody wants to deal with you. And wow, you wonder why nobody likes you in the slightest. But I'm not here to talk about Verlisify or to just poke fun at him. Well, that's a lie. I probably might. The whole reason for this video is that Verlisify has been making a lot of videos talking about the upcoming Pokemon Legends Arceus, which from the looks of it is going to be sort of like a Breath of the Wild type of game where you can explore the world and catch Pokemon, to which I'm pretty much down for. I love the exploration and observing Pokemon in their elements. But of course, Verlisify has a couple of problems with the game, and he made a video about it since the release of the trailer to air out his issues. Now, you're probably asking, what's wrong with that? Isn't that the point of a trailer, to give your own impressions of it? And you're correct. That is the point of a trailer. But there's one problem. Verlisify is stating the problems that he had with the game itself, despite the fact that the game hasn't even been released yet. As a matter of fact, the game won't be released until 2022 next year.
This guy is fucking stupid!
So I am genuinely curious of how this man managed to find a lot of problems with a game that the only evidence that you would have to gather about the game itself is the teaser trailer itself, as well as the information that they put on their website. We're going to take a look at his first Arceus video that's been getting him a lot of backlash as of late, and because for whatever reason my computer couldn't render the original video I was going to do 3 months ago when he came out with his video, I decided I was going to make it from the ground up all over again. So, sorry for being late to the whole thing. So, and yes, I know by remaking this video right now, I am literally responding to a video that is months old, but I still wanted to get my points out there since Verlisify's arguments are dumb, to put it nicely. Also, despite what I put in my videos or what I say, for the love of the flying spaghetti demon, to the great heavenly Arceus, don't go out and harass Verlisify. What he's doing is pretty scummy and clickbaity, but harassing him is only going to make things worse, and he'll use it to paint himself as even more of a victim. This video is just to point out the problems I have with his video. Do not use this as a means of attacking him. Cool? Cool.
This is where the fun begins.
I have a lot of problems with Pokemon Legends, and the more I think about it, the more problems I end up finding.
I find that hard to believe since the only thing that you had to go off on was the trailer itself.
There's so many, I don't even know where to begin this video, so I guess I'll start off by saying it really feels like nothing here works for me. Even going to the big reveal, I wasn't blown away, I wasn't super hyped. Like, it looks good, but it doesn't look exceptional to me. It just kind of looks like we're expanding on the wild area, but that's not an evolution. That's not taking a giant step forward for Pokemon like we're expecting, and even then, it just kind of feels generic. Like, this just seems like an indie game. Like, you look at that. That feels like an indie game render of what someone wants Pokemon Breath of the Wild to look like.
Now, I don't get what you mean by expanding the wildlife is a de-evolution. I mean, out of all the Pokemon games we had up to this point, it's actually a refreshing thing for the developers to step out of their usual top-down RPG monster fighting and try to branch out with a world that they want to create. I can agree that any game that tried to use the Breath of the Wild formula can get a little generic, like with MOBAs, Battle Royales, etc. But are you trying to tell me that a Pokemon game that has expanded the world in a way that provides more exploration on a much larger scale that takes place in a feudal-looking Sinnoh isn't considered an evolution? Sorry, Mario Odyssey, you're not evolutionary enough, so I can't play you anymore.
And it doesn't even feel or look as good as Pokemon Breath of the Wild to me, so it's kind of like a step back without giving us any kind of wow factor, without delivering on something massive. And to me, Pokemon Sword and Shield looked better in the way that it was revealed.
You keep forgetting that this is a teaser of what's to come. You know, show, don't tell. I know you keep expecting something more out of this, but the point of the trailer is to show how the product looks, to give you an impression of what to expect, good or bad. It's not meant to show everything the game has to offer. So pump the brakes there, Speed Racer. And I have to ask, what is your definition of a massive Pokemon game? What other game can you name that expands something that you're used to seeing on a Game Boy screen?
Like, for this Pokemon Direct, I was blown away. It got me feeling for the future of Pokemon. Pokemon Legends doesn't do that. Please, take a look. Like, that just hit so much different. And it can also just be the vibrancy.
What exactly is your point here? Both trailers may show off their titles in a different way. One is more vibrant and colorful, while the other one is more larger and expansive. But how does this help your point at all? If your point was that Sword and Shield's trailer worked because of its cheery music and vibrant colors, okay, it's still a trailer, and it doesn't show what made Legends a disappointment to begin with. Hell, you don't even show any gameplay in this video outside of what's already shown in the trailer.
Like, you don't have to have this sprawling, expansive thing that tries to make itself look better than it is. Like, it just kind of falls flat to me, even compared to Pokemon Sword and Shield, even though there's a lot of people that are like, oh, it looks so much better. But if you actually, like, break it down, it doesn't. And then comparing it to Breath of the Wild and other games, it keeps on falling down.
Look, man, you can keep comparing it to Breath of the Wild till the cows come home, but does that really make the game all that disappointing as you're making it out to be? Like, I would rather play an open world Pokemon game where I have more to do and gives me a better feel for the exploration than playing a game that reuses the same concept and formula since its debut. I mean, that's just me, but you get what I'm saying.
For me, like, we have Kindred Fates. Kindred Fates is the big upcoming one, and to me, I'm feeling more life in Kindred Fates. I feel more desire to explore in a better world just being built in general. And the funny thing is, Kindred Fates is like more alpha than Pokemon Legends, and Pokemon Legends is just like I'm more excited for Kindred Fates now than Pokemon's big open world exclusive kind of game. So that's kind of a thing right there.
Didn't you just say earlier in this video that the problem with Pokemon Legends was that it played like Breath of the Wild, thereby making it generic? And here you are comparing it to another game right out of the blue that to me plays about the same as the thing you're criticizing to try to double down on your dislike of a game that hasn't even been released yet. Way to shoot yourself in the foot there.
But also, when it comes to Pokemon Legends, I'm worried about what this means for Pokemon as a series, Pokemon in general, because a bold new direction. Is this supposed to be like some kind of main series game or like some kind of thing that they're going to continue? Certainly sounds like that from the way the Pokemon Presents was, and the name, Pokemon Legends. That's a series. So we have Arceus. Are we going to have like Mew in the past for Kanto? Are there going to be new generations, new regions that they're going to expand upon with Pokemon Legends, other stories?
Gee, I don't know. Did you actually read the post before going off on a rant? Clearly you read the title, which is the equivalent of someone reading the headline to a newspaper and not the rest of the article to get the full story. And now I have to do the reading for you. On the game's official website, it says the Pokemon Legends Arceus game honors past Pokemon games' core gameplay while infusing some new action and RPG elements. You'll need to catch, survey, and research wild Pokemon in a long-gone era of the Sinnoh region to create and complete the region's first Pokedex. Read before you bitch about it.
Reaching far and wide. Teach Pokemon to understand the power that's inside. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. It's you and me.
Because, I mean, read this right here. These remakes include easy to understand, player-friendly conveniences of modern Pokemon series, plus up-close and personal Pokemon battle scenes. Easy to understand. Just make it Pokemon Let's Go at that point. And then we're also getting like a Pokemon game that's all about the history of Sinnoh. now it feels like this just muddies way too much stuff, because now we have 3 directions. We have Pokemon Let's Go, Pokemon Main Series, Pokemon Legends. Remakes are just a complete mess, because Pokemon Legends might just dance around any timeline.
Here's a good idea. Have a point.
It's almost as if the company is trying out different directions to take the franchise to see what sticks and what doesn't. You know, like they did with every other Pokemon game that they have created ever since the existence of the franchise. If you look at this through a business angle, reintroducing older games in a newer style for a younger generation is a big moneymaker strategy. Thereby, younger players can enjoy the games without having to miss out on the old titles, and older players will appreciate the nostalgia as well as check out some of the new mechanics that are introduced. Sometimes it works, other times it doesn't, but that's the real goal here from what I'm seeing. Hell, Verlisify, you even praised the fact that the new Diamond and Pearl games that we're getting later is going to be a big game changer. So, yeah.
Are we actually going to have Gen 5 remakes at some point? And then, yeah, it's just really, really messy to me. But this also kind of brings into another problem. I don't feel life here as a Pokemon trainer. I don't know where the end game is. I don't know where the replayability is. Like, do you just run around and just infinitely catch Pokemon? That doesn't seem super fulfilling. Also,
oh my Arceus, are you serious? That's the point in every single damn game. You run around and you catch them. Like, what you've been doing since Gen 1. Way to shoot yourself in the damn foot again.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Lamau, because people got mad at Let's Go because they said, oh, you have to battle Pokemon to catch them. And then the first thing you do here is you don't battle the Shanks and you catch it. And it seems true for a lot of Pokemon because this goes before what it means to be a Pokemon trainer.
Again, they are showing off the look of the game so far and said nothing about the mechanics or battling at all. They just left that up to the viewers to decide on what they think about it. You're basing this assumption off of a trailer and would work better for you if you actually waited for more info. I'm just saying.
Alright, so after recording the video, I noticed something that I think really summarizes why I'm not impressed by this game. Because you look at this interaction, that just feels wrong. It just feels like there's no potential. There's nothing that can come from that. Instead of having like a sword and a shield or some kind of way to set up, like even comparing this to Monster Hunter, comparing this to any other kind of game. I know that, like, I don't want a sword. I don't want to slash down a Pikachu. No. But that's also why this kind of game can't work for Pokemon. You have to do those other things. You have to express yourself as a trainer, against gyms, as a league builder, a league leader, something like that, a Pokemon master. Because if you're just some kind of like prehistoric dude that doesn't know how Pokemon's supposed to function and you're building that world, it's going to be scuffed. This is just the scuffed history of Pokemon to where it looks like that. Like, oh, I don't have Pokemon yet. I'm going to walk around circles on the Chimchar until he's going to let me catch him.
You serious?
So, you're telling me, from just that split second of Chimchar just standing around, you came to the conclusion that it won't play off like any other Pokemon game? Wow, that's amazing. I would have figured that you read the info on the website itself, or wait till you get more info, or for God's sakes, just focus more on the gameplay and how the game looks. But jeez, that's amazing, Verlisify. Hot damn, son. You got that Pokevision, boy. My God.
And you just throw this primitive Pokeball at it. Pokeballs of old were apparently built a little differently from the ones we know so well, made mostly of wood and steam puff from their tops. I mean, Kurt was able to make competent Pokeballs, and I feel like if we just go back through history, like, there has to be a Kurt ancestor in this game. There isn't, I'm gonna riot, but also it seems like they probably would have had a little better of an idea than something like this. I think the Pokemon Company or Game Freak has to kneecap their own history to make this work, but then it's not interesting. And
you know, for someone who claims to be a Pokemon fan, I'm surprised you never realized that there was a certain Pokeball that was actually kind of like the one that you're going to be using in the game that actually made an appearance. Not in the games itself, but in the film Pokemon Forever.
since we don't have the battles don't seem that live action, that much real time. Like if I'm running around, like maybe that's another thing. Again, they need to separate more. That if I have a Gallade, and I'm able to like control my Gallade while also trying to keep myself safe, and then like Gallade's kind of doing his own thing, then yeah, that's my replacement for a sword and a shield, or a bow, or whatever that would be represented in Breath of the Wild, Monster Hunter, or some kind of JRPG that has real-time combat. With this, like, you're kind of just diluting everything about what could be cool because you're so scuffed as this culture that doesn't understand Pokemon, and that just goes back even to like Diamond and Pearl Sinnoh lore books that you find in Canalave City.
Okay, I get what he's saying, and if they wanted to make the battles more diverse, that's one thing, but I don't think that's what they're going for here. Seems that they're trying to make a game that has the same feel of exploration like with Breath of the Wild, while retaining some of the same elements from the main series, such as the battling mechanics. If the battles become more separated, as you claim, then it wouldn't exactly be a Pokemon game, now would it? Instead, you're trying to have the battles be more like Monster Hunter, which isn't even the point of the franchise. This kills the point of the catching aspect of the game and having to collect them, which begs the question, are you more upset that it's different from the other Pokemon games, or that it's not different enough from the Pokemon games? I'm so confused, and we're literally not even close to the end.
And then this just makes the game feel even more boring. To catch Pokemon Legends, you can observe them to learn their behavior, carefully sneak up on them, aim your Pokeball, and let it fly. So that really is the gameplay. You just kind of walk up and throw a Pokeball and hope it works. And also, like, depending on, because what we saw in Pokemon Sword and Shield are strong Pokemon. You can't catch them until a certain stage of the game. So I'm guessing if you see a wild Garchomp, you can't just chuck Pokeballs at until you get lucky and end up catching it. But I mean, this just doesn't sound great either. You can also have your ally Pokemon battle wild Pokemon that you hope to catch. Just throw the Pokeball holding your ally Pokemon near a wild Pokemon, and you'll seamlessly enter battle and command your Pokemon by choosing from moves it knows. So, Pixelmon, where you just walk up to the wild Pokemon that's out there doing its own thing, and then you just throw the Pokeball by it, and you go straight into battle to just do a regular Pokemon battle? That doesn't sound revolutionary to me, and that's also why I don't like, just from watching that, just from what I've seen right here, there isn't anything that takes Pokemon to the next level.
Again, you can have your cake and eat it too. So first you chastise the game for having the ability to sneak up on certain Pokemon in order to capture them and or observe them, giving you possible options other than battling them. And now you're complaining about doing the same familiar battles and claiming the game hasn't evolved. My god, this is one hell of a 180. I think I got whiplash from this crap.
And then going back to what I was saying about the post-game, I don't know what this game's identity is supposed to be, because it's before we're Pokemon trainers, but it's not as, like, cleaned up as the main series games, but the battles are effectively the same. Like, is this going to have multiplayer? Is this going to have online? Is this going to be treated like a main series Pokemon game with competitive or something? There's, like, leaks and things out there, and leaks did come out. I saw the leaks. I saw the leaks before the Pokemon Presents, and I kind of, like, stayed neutral about them, but then as it came out, I was like, nah, this actually doesn't have me super excited. So, I mean, if there is a non-standard battling element here, that's cool, but the battles themselves don't separate from the main series, so why is this even a thing, and will this be desirable?
You do know that leaks aren't really something that can be taken at face value, right? Even if something is leaked, the work in question is still in development and isn't the final product. This is why maybe it's a good idea to reserve judgment on a game until its release and stop relying on leaks that may or may not represent the game in its final stage. Or, you know, maybe doing some actual research and stop using leaks for clickbait videos. Just throwing that out there.
Do I want to catch a Garchomp? Do I want to train it in some kind of way? And then do I want to battle other trainers? Or am I just going to stay in Pokemon Sword and Shield? Or however the Diamond and Pearl remakes end up doing with that? Like, and then how does this interact with Pokemon Home? Do I take Pokemon out of this game, into Home, into Pokemon Sword and Shield? Nothing goes back into this game because we're in feudal Sinnoh or something.
Or maybe wait until more information is released on the development of the game and stop relying on these leaks to say that a game is bad before it's even released. Just a thought.
And that brings me to what this says. The story unfolds in a long-gone era before the idea of being a Pokemon trainer or having a Pokemon League even existed. I play Pokemon to be a Pokemon trainer, to be the very best like no one ever was, to dominate the league, and then just become a Pokemon Master. If this is before even trying to figure out what it means to be a Pokemon Master, I'm not excited for that.
Then why the hell didn't you say that in the first place? You've been whining for like the past century of why you thought the game was bad and why it should do like this or look like that and whatever, but in reality you could have just said, I don't like the ideas of Pokemon Legends because I'm not a Pokemon trainer. How hard was that? Sweet Satan's ass cheeks. You've literally wasted minutes of my existence just arguing and complaining over absolutely nothing. Thanks for that.
I think that's another thing, like, you can tell that just through the way the gameplay is being expressed initially. And this is what I mean, I just keep on finding more and more problems. When I first saw this, I was kind of underwhelmed by everything. And also the battles are like disorientating. Is this supposed to be a main series style of battling with this like rotating camera for no reason? And that looks worse than Pokemon Sword and Shield battling.
You know, there's this thing in the business world called presentation. You know, like when you literally show off your product, showing it off before it becomes developed and released. You know, maybe take a film class and then you'll understand why the camera is rotating. But other than that, when you say find more problems, did you mean find more reasons to complain about an unfinished product that isn't even released yet?
You smell that?
Huh?
Smells like bullshit.
So I think what this kind of brings together with all the problems is that it's giving me the Generation 5 vibes. Generation 5 is very antithetical to Pokemon, just from the story, just from how it's expressed, just the Pokemon designs in general, and I'm getting that with this, because like I said, I'm not a true trainer anymore. I'm not having the standard Pokemon adventure. So while, yes, we got our open world Pokemon game, this is what we wanted, this isn't how I would imagine myself being in the Pokemon world. This isn't how I would imagine myself having a free, open Pokemon experience. I felt more of that with Pokemon Let's Go and Pokemon Sword and Shield. So this is just splitting itself so far away from main Pokemon that I'm not looking excited. Maybe they reveal some other things, but I think this is going to be a big story-based game.
Oh, for the love of God. Verlisify, you're still a trainer, but you're exploring the region and catching Pokemon while building, and let me clarify here, the world's first Pokedex. That's the point of the game. The point of the game is not to be a trainer and to win every single battle and to go up against every single opponent, but to be a trainer and to learn more about the world and the Pokemon who inhabits it. Part of being the very best, as the song clearly states. So funny how you claim to be a Pokemon fan and that you understand more about the Pokemon community, but you couldn't even understand the message in the theme song. How do you do that? And that's where I'm just going to stop here, because the rest of the video is just him going off on another rant, and I feel like my brain is bleeding at this point. So my final thoughts on this is that Verlisify clearly doesn't understand the point of the game and enjoys looking for reasons to hate on it despite the game not even being released. He keeps making baseless assumptions. He compares it to other games to make the game look bad or to, you know, help his points. He flip-flops on whether the game should be like the rest of the games in the series or more different and keep using leaks in order to prove his arguments instead of waiting for more information to come out about the game from the actual developers who are making the game. Like, I wouldn't even mind it if he was saying that this was the impression that the game was giving off on him, or this is his opinion about the game, because, you know, that's the whole point of a trailer. It's to get you thinking. It's to get you to form your own opinion. But from where he's going with this video, he's literally listing out every single problem with the game, despite the fact that he hasn't even played it yet. The whole point of a teaser trailer is that it's supposed to tease you with how the game looks. Now, yes, I will admit the graphics don't look so great for the game itself, and there are some things that I do have a problem with it. But I'm still reserving judgment on it because the game isn't out yet, and therefore, if more information comes out about the game, then I will buy it depending on if it caught my interest or not. That's the whole point of a teaser, to show, not to tell. But apparently Verlisify doesn't understand that, because he's still making videos on the topic because he knows that's going to get him more clicks on his channel, which is pretty scummy in my honest opinion. But that's all I have for this video, and I want to thank you guys for watching. I'm going to take a really long break from this because this has been painful, guys. This has been the most painful video I ever had to make. Not just with my computer not being able to render the first video, but also going back over this and rewriting my notes and just dealing with this guy complaining about small stupid crap about an unreleased product. It's just painful at this point. But anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next one. I'm KRAZYKent, and I'm out of here. Peace.